MS Ramaya University of Applied Sciences.
Hello students, let us have a discussion on calibration of single phase energy meter. Objectives of this laboratory experiment is to determine percentage error at 25%, 50%, 75% and 100% of full load current. Introduction. Necessity of measuring instruments. In day-to-day life, the electrical and non-electrical quantities measurement is very essential. We need to know the electrical quantities in substations, laboratories, etc. We also need to know the speed, temperature of the machines in workshops or laboratories for better performance. Definition of measuring instrument. Instrument used to measure any quantity like electrical or non-electrical is known as measuring instrument. For example, speedometer, ammeter, etc. Instrument used to measure the electrical quantity is known as electrical measuring instrument. For example, ammeter measures the current, voltmeter to measure the voltage, ohmmeter to measure the resistance, wattmeter measures the power. Electrical measuring instruments are mainly classified into three types. They are named as indicating instruments, integrating instruments and recording instruments. Indicating instruments indicates the value on a dial. For example, voltmeter, ammeter, etc. Recording instruments records the value on a paper. For example, ECG, which measures heartbeat. Integrating instruments integrates and shows the summated value. For example, energy meter, etc. Integrating instruments. Integrating instruments are those which measures the total quantity of electricity delivered in a particular time. For example, energy meter, ampere hour meter, watt hour meter, etc. This is the experimental setup of calibration of single phase energy meter. Discussion. Now calculate the error and plot the curve between load versus percentage error and comment on the results. Applications. This setup is used in domestic consumers, power system and laboratories, etc.
Hello students, we will conduct the experiment calibration of energy meter in this video session. Components required to conduct this experiments are auto transformer, resistive load or lamp load, stopwatch, energy meter, ammeter, voltmeter and patch cords. Now we will discuss about the components that is being used in this experiment. This is auto transformer. Supply for auto transformer is 230 volts 50 hertz supply. Auto transformer is a device where input is constant and you can obtain variable output voltage ranging from 0 to 270 volts. As per this auto transformer, there are two output terminals, that is phase and neutral. This is lamp load or resistive load. This load can take up to 10 amps. Each knob represents 1 amps. If you turn on a knob, it is connected to a bulb inside which will draw a current of 1 amp. So this load can totally take 10 amps of load. There is a main supply here, main switch here which controls the entire load. There are two input terminals for this. One is phase and one is neutral. Next is energy meter. Energy meter is a device which is used to measure and record amount of energy consumed in particular amount of time for a given load. Basically, energy meter has 4 terminals. First 2 terminals are input terminals and next 2 terminals are output terminals. First two terminals, that is input terminal, is connected to the source, and the next 2 terminals, that is output terminal, which is connected to the load. This particular energy meter can take supply up to 240 volts at a given supply frequency of 50 hertz and can withstand current up to 20 amps. Every energy meter will be designed for a particular energy meter constant. For this energy meter constant is 3200 impulses per kilowatt hour. That means to give 1 kilowatt hour of rotation, that is from 5 to 6, if this has to move from 5 to 6, this red LED should blink for 3200 times. Once supply is given to energy meter, this green LED starts glowing. Once current flows through the energy meter, this red LED starts glowing. This recording meter is used to show the amount of energy consumed by the load. Stopwatch. This is stopwatch. We use stopwatch to record time. For every 20 blinks, what is the amount of time that is being consumed will be recorded using stopwatch. Ammeter, voltmeter. This is ammeter used to measure current flowing through the circuit. The range of ammeter that is being used for this circuit connection is 0 to 5 amps. This is voltmeter that is used to measure voltage that is being given to the system. For this particular experiment, we have taken 0 to 300 volts range of voltmeter and patch cord. These are connecting wires or patch cord that is being used to connect the circuit. Now let us start the experiment by connecting the circuit for this experiment. Now let us take energy meter to connect the circuit diagram. The first two terminals of energy meter is connected to the supply of the source. The other two terminals of the energy meter is connected to the load, one directly to load and the other terminal using an ammeter. Now let us connect the input terminal to the source. Now let us connect the output terminal connection of energy meter. The first output terminal wire is directly connected to the load. Now let us connect other terminal through ammeter. Now take the connecting wires and connect the left out terminal of the ammeter to the other terminal of the load. Now let us connect voltmeter across supply using connecting wires. Now let us connect voltmeter phase to phase and neutral to neutral. Now we will start the conduction of experiment. First we will place all the meters horizontally. So we will connect supply. Before turning on the supply, make sure the knob of auto transformer is at minimum position. Now we will turn on the supply and apply 220 volts seeing voltmeter. Once supply is given, green LED starts glowing. We will turn on the load. Once load is applied, red LED of energy meter starts blinking. Rate of red blinks depends on the current flowing through the circuit. Therefore, if load is more, the blink is faster. If load is less, the blink is slower. Now we will take ammeter reading, voltmeter reading and time taken for 20 blinks when 4 amps of load is applied. We have applied 4 amps of load. For applied 4 amps of load, current is reading 3 amps, voltmeter is reading 220 amps. We need to record time taken for 20 blinks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Time taken for 20 blinks is 35 seconds. Now note down all the readings in tabular column. Now we will carry out same procedure for 3 amps. So let us note down ammeter reading, voltmeter reading and time taken for 20 blinks. Similarly, carry out the same procedure for 2 amps and 1 amps. This completes conduction of experiment. Now carry out the calculation for tabulated values using suitable formulas and plot the graph.
At MSR UAS, we spark your imagination unlike any other.